Hello and welcome to Lesson 1 of How to Code in HTML. For our first lesson, we will be going over the basics, and when I say basics, I mean the very basics. So the first thing you're going to need, jumping right into this, is a text editor, which is a program that lets you, as you might have guessed, edit text. Now you can use Notepad if you don't have anything else. I'm going to be using this up here, which is called Notepad++. It's a simple program, it's free, it highlights the text to make it easier. You can get it if you wish. So, this is going to be the format of HTML. Now, an HTML thing is a document. It's a file saved on your computer, and it works just like a Word document, except you can use it for different things. So, a document is a web page. So every page you see on the internet is actually a document stored on a server somewhere. It contains HTML tags and regular text. Now a tag looks something like this. It starts with a less than sign and ends with a greater than sign. And there will be an identifier in the middle of it. This is an HTML tag, which means that it declares that this page is an HTML document. So the first thing on every page that you're going to make is the HTML tag. And the last thing will be what we call a closing HTML tag, which is the same thing but has a slash in front of it. So that means that everything between these two tags is an HTML page. The opening tag says that everything in between the opening and closing tags will have certain effects applied to it. And the closing tag, which has a slash, means that those effects are over and the next text won't have any of the effects. So the basic setup of a web page looks like this. You'll have an HTML at the top and the bottom. Now within the HTML, which I'm going to just leave right here, is a head tag. The head tag contents, whatever's in between the head tag and the closing head tag, will not be displayed on the page. It's used for very specific purposes, such as the title tag. The title tag goes inside of the head tag always, and it changes what is up here in the browser. So this says new 1, Notepad++. In a browser, it might say Firefox or Internet Explorer and the name of the website. If you want to change this, you would put something in the title tag, such as HTML lessons, and then you close your title tag. Always close your tags, always. So now up here in the web browser, it will say HTML lessons. After the head tag goes the body tag. Everything in the body tag will be displayed on the page, and closing body tag right before the end of the HTML. So that is how a basic page is set up. This has nothing on it currently except a title. Now, I'm going to go into something called nesting, which means that the first tag to be closed is the last one that was opened. So as you see, I don't have HTML head title and then closing HTML head title. I have HTML head title, then you close the title first since it was the last one open, then you close the head because it was the next one open after that, and then I started a new one, so now we have HTML and body. So I have to close the body first and then the HTML afterwards. That's called nesting. It's not as important with the basic setup as long as you remember what it looks like. But I'll make sure and explain it more as we get more in-depth in this series. So now I'm going to show you some basic examples of other tags you can use in the body section that will affect the actual layout of your page. So the first thing we're going to use is an H1 tag. Now an H1 tag is a header, which means that you can use it to make text the head of a paragraph, the head of a section on a page. It makes it larger font and bold. There's H1 through H6, so I'm just going to put H3 and H6 here. And I'll just put some text in here. This is a header 1. And then you close your H1 since it was the last thing opened. This is a header 3. And this is a header 6. So, we have 3 headers. They will all be different sizes because of the numbers next to them. 1 being the largest, 6 being the smallest. Now, normal text can be included on an HTML page. Right now, it's in a header, so it's going to be different than it normally would. So this is normal text is not in any tags that would affect it. It's in the body, which means that it's displayed on the page. But it's not being changed at all. These ones are inside of tags, so they are being changed. And they're being turned into headers. If that doesn't make sense, it will in later videos. Now the next tag is a paragraph tag. Now paragraph tags, they make text into a paragraph. It puts a small space before the paragraph and a small space after it to set it apart from other paragraphs. So if I just take this and make a few of them, we'll see what they look like. So P is a paragraph tag. You cannot make your own tags, by the way. All the tags are predefined in HTML. So you can't make up like a fancy line tag. There's nothing like that. The next tag I'm going to show is an A tag. Now an A tag is an anchor. Now an anchor is most normally used as a link. Now right now, this is not a link. It's just an anchor. The A basically sets up this part of the page to be referenced later. And I'll go over that in a later episode. Right now, I'm going to show you how to make the A tag into a link. Now inside of a tag, you can add what's called an attribute. Now for the A tag, the most commonly used attribute is href, which stands for hypertext reference. You just space after the tag inside of the carets, though, or the greater than, less than, and you state the attribute. You can't make up attributes either. They're all predefined, and it's just something you have to remember. So the way this is set up is you put href, which stands for hypertext reference, which means that we're going to reference another HTML page, which would create a link. When you click on it, it takes you to that page. And then equals, and inside of quotes, another page. Now since I put another page, just words, that's not an actual link. So this will be a link, but it won't go to anything. If you put an actual page, it will go to something. And I'll show a demonstration of that later. So that's the way a link is set up. And it closes with the A. The attributes go in the opening tag, not the closing tag. This part right here is called an attribute value. It's the value of the href, what the href equals. And it has to be in quotes. I don't know if it can be in single quotes. I don't remember specifically for these, but just use double quotes. It's the standard.